Hey guys, so today we're going to review the Lancôme Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. This is a 24-hour foundation. It has a little bit of SPF in it, SPF of 15. And we're gonna give this a try today so you can see how it wears from beginning to end. We'll have an update at the end of this video that shows how it wears after a full day of wearing this makeup. All right, we're gonna start by putting 4 different little pumps here into my hand. To start off, this is a little thicker than the Fenty foundation, which I was not a fan of, so that's good. This is a little more the consistency of the NARS Longwear foundation. And already I can tell you that this is a little more moisturizing than the Fenty foundation that we reviewed the other day. All right, guys, I'm gonna turn toward the mirror to spread this around. Remember, we're using our hands. They're freshly cleaned hands, and we're using our hands as our tools. No sponges, because we don't wanna waste any of the expensive foundation. This helps you get the most out of your product. What I do under my eyes, I'm kind of gentle. We wanna get that area so everything matches. Yeah, so this is thicker and more moisturizing than the Fenty foundation. So you can already see the quality of the product. So this specific product from Lancome took over 8 years to develop. Now, brands like Lancome, Estée Lauder, MAC, NARS, Laura Mercier, Guerlain, all of these old makeup brands have a lot more money in their R&D. So as long as the product ingredients are right, I tend to trust these a little more because a lot more work and money went into developing these products. Right now, we're in a renaissance of products that we can see whenever we go visit our local Sephora or Target. There's not a lot of FDA regulation on beauty products, so you really want to be active in finding out what's in the products you're putting in your face. This is definitely a foundation you need to put on quickly. You can tell that it's a longwear foundation because most longwear foundations tend to stay in place very quickly. But I like the feeling of this, so I'm really excited to see how this wears for the rest of the day because so far it's really moisturizing and I feel that it's giving me really good coverage, and I think it's going to work well with the pressed powder. That's the next layer of makeup that I use. It's also nice. It's a little buildable, so that's nice. That's unlike some other foundations that are full coverage where you can't build on it or you get an immediate patch of cake. This is nice. It's buildable. All right, so I'm back and I've washed my hands and we're going to move on to the powder. Just a few comments on the color and the shade. This is a 410. This is called the Bisque Medium. 410 color, so I have an olive skin tone. It's pretty spot on right now, so I'm curious to see how that's gonna oxidize at the end of the day, but it feels really good right now. This is the MAC Studio Fix Full Coverage Pressed Powder. I wear a C35. So if you watched my other video, the Fenty color was a lot lighter than it represented. This is pretty true to color. Normally, I would pick a foundation that's slightly lighter than my skin, and I thought I had done that with this, so we will see at the end of the day if this is still this shade or if it's darker. Now, this foundation is a little on the pricier side with a lot of the foundations that I review, aside from the Revlon Color Stay that I've been using since I was a child. But I don't mind spending on a foundation because it's the base and you're putting this on your face every day. So ingredients and the quality of the product is really important, especially if you wear as much makeup as I do, as frequently as I do. I get a lot of comments from people who say that I shouldn't cover up my birthmark. I should be proud of it and that, you know, kind of shame me for wearing makeup. I don't think that they understand what I use makeup for. someone who doesn't have a birthmark, I know plenty of people who love makeup and love putting makeup on and they don't have a birthmark. So why can't I? But also, when I get made up, it's for me. It's more for me and my peace of mind than it's for anyone else. When you're out in the world and you're showing your true self and your true skin, and you have a birthmark and something that makes you look slightly different, sometimes there's a lot of unwanted attention and questions, which I do not mind. That's not the problem. None of that bothers me. It's more that kind of sometimes just don't want to talk to people. You kind of just want to go to the grocery store, be left alone. All right, we're moving on to the bronzer. This feels really good. It's a little powdery right now, but that might settle as the day goes on. This, again, is my favorite bronzer. This is the Guerlain Terracotta line. This is a number 4. This is called Deep Cool. I use bronzer to just even out this flat palette that we've created. All right, so now we're moving on to the eyeshadow portion of the routine. I always do the little Q-tip rolled in a little bit of lotion, and I take off the powder and foundation that's on my eyebrows, because I don't like that talky, cakey look that seems to happen on eyebrows. Some of you are going to have much thicker eyebrows than I do, and you might be applying your foundation and powder differently. I just go straight over them. And also because I have birthmark under my eyebrows, so this helps me get as much full coverage as possible. Also kind of wipe it off around my lips. My lips also have birthmark. My gums have birthmark. The inside of my ears and my nose have birthmark. So we're gonna use today, let's do this. We're gonna do the Tarte Toasted palette today. I've used this before. The other day we used the Naked Urban Decay Heat palette. I'm gonna use a color called Sunrise as my base. I like to do a full sweep. Depending on the shape of your eye, you may have a different application routine. For me, I do a light base from my lash line to my brow line. I'm still battling eczema patches here, here, and here, so you'll probably see that. Now let's get a little bit of that darker color. I just used warmth and cozy together, and I'm gonna apply it in the corner of my lid up into the crease. I'm using a different finger than the finger that I use to apply the light base on my eyes, so to keep my palette clean. And then after this, I'm gonna go wash my hands. A little bit more of this, straight here, up into the brow line. Okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands. All right, I'm gonna apply my first layer of mascara. I'm using the Guerlain Matte Eyes in black. All right, we've got some lashes on since I have no lashes. I'm gonna put some brow gel over the top of these today. This is the Anastasia Brow Gel in Chocolate. It's a fun color name. All right. Today for blush, I'm going to try out the Pat McGrath pressed powder blush. It's a pretty great little case. It's a little confusing. How you open it is you press here and then you open. It took me like 10 minutes to figure that out. I guess it's Blush Without Caution. Pat McGrath, it's kind of that mauve color, if you can see it. It's pretty packaging. All right, let's test this guy out. Recently, I got rid of all my blush that contained that toxic ingredient, bismuth oxychloride. So I had to part ways with a lot of my favorites. So I'm on the hunt for something to replace. So this blush for me is way too subtle. I like something that pops a little more. So I'm going to try out just layering it with my favorite cream blush. This is from Bobbi Brown. This is how you put cream blush on for, this is called Powder Pink. This is how you put cream blush on if you have full coverage makeup and you can't move it, because if you rub this, it'll move your makeup. So what you want to do is you want to pat it. So other foundations that I've used with cream blush took this product a lot better. I can see tiny portions of my birthmark right now after I put that cream blush on, so that's something to note. It does feel good, this foundation. The Lancôme Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. It feels very good, but like I said, once I put this cream blush on, I can tell that it doesn't have the same stain power as some of the others. But we will see by the end of the day. Another little trick you can do is you can take your blush, give yourself a little color. Now, I'm not really fond of this one yet, but we're gonna add a little blush up to the outer layer of my lid to my brow line. Just dust the rest of that bronzer on. Okay, so I have my makeup fully applied. I'm gonna apply some lip gloss, and this is what the Lancome 24-hour long wear full coverage foundation looks like after application. We will check it at the end of the day, and we will see how it sets in after 8 hours of use. Okay, so today we were reviewing the Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation from Lancome. This is a 24-hour long wear foundation, full coverage. So it did wear very well all day. Remember, this has been about 12 hours with it on my face. Earlier today, we were worried about it oxidizing because it tended to be a very exact color and it wasn't a shade lighter like I'm used to doing for my foundation. I like to take into account oxidation when I choose a foundation. This one was very true to color, and yet it wore very well. You can't see any of those orange lines, you know, that some people get when the foundation's too dark on their face, and that mismatching neckline. It looks really good still. So I haven't touched my face all day. I haven't done any touch-ups or powder or oil blots. This is how it wore all day. You can see it in my T-zone. I'm a little oily. I have a little bit of pores coming through on this side, but it's not too bad. And there's some makeup nesting in my crease and my marionette. I have some flakiness in the areas where I'm battling eczema, but I'm not going to blame that on the foundation. So I would give this a really good thumbs up. I wouldn't give it a 2 thumbs up. I would give it a very full, wholehearted thumbs up. Good product, Lancome, way to go. 8 years of research, well done. There's other foundations that wear on me better, but I think this might be a really good product for people who don't have as much to cover as I do. Remember, I have a full bilateral port wine stain on both sides. And so if you don't have as extensive of a birthmark, or you don't have birthmark in areas where it creases a lot, this is a great option for you. And also, if this is just to even out your skin tone, this is probably a great option for you. So I give this maybe an 8 out of a 10. Good product. I would keep this in your makeup bag. If you've enjoyed the video today on honest reviews on full coverage foundation, please make sure to like and subscribe. You can also hit that little bell, and it'll give you notifications on when we upload our next episodes. So stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.